Yeah, I'll stay on the YouTube tab until we're live. It says we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Into the Splinterverse. As you can see, we have our special guest above. He goes by, Bajangles, and then we've got our co-host below, Bebeomega. You know, my constant mistakes happen every once in a while, but Bebeomega, you want to say hi to the crowd and then let our introduce the guest any way you'd like.
Bebeomega, you want to? Or shall I?
Yeah. I think he's going by real names for this one.
I'm gonna be the one that's getting confused today. I think we're working with a little bit of sleep, a whole lot of work, and we've been yeah. I think if you call out Bebe Omega, I'm gonna think you're talking to yourself, Bebe.
Oh, which one be the first? But welcome everybody, which consists of Supreme Victory Studios, and thank you for showing around. I mean, showing up for our stream, and we have a special guest, which is who had become a pillar of the community, bringing us all the interesting people from the Splinterverse. The one and only Mr. Bojangles from the People's Guild.
Howdy,
Hello, Mr.
folks.
Bojangles.
Howdy, folks. I'm honored that you would bestow upon me a pillar of the community. I would never think of myself that way, but thank you, Bebe. That's my praise, man. Good to see
Uh,
everybody. I see Paul just hopped in, and SVS Supreme Victory Studios. He we ran our Fat Jimmy episode yesterday, and we were talking about soulbound cards and kind of being a sucker for the luck of the draw. And Hep was calling out you, Stever, as being right there with you for not getting Kulu. And
Yeah,
Victory Studios responded that he's still waiting on his BCX. That's
yeah,
crazy, man.
yeah. This is the problem with Soulbound, and I did listen to about an hour of your show. I didn't get through the second hour, maybe a little more. I did hear that part, and so I thought that was kind of funny because the other side of that though is I did get all the Izzyrs, right. I have Izzyrs to spare, Max Gold with a couple extra copies, Max Regular with a couple extra copies, and I didn't have Kulu for a long time, and then I finally got him. And Jimmy's point is correct, and some people will counteract this, and Matt doesn't seem to understand it. He understood it when we had him here, so maybe we need to get him back to remind him. Is it ruins competitive play? And at a time where he's removed league caps and he's made the game in modern probably the most competitive it's ever been, to lose to cards you can't buy is always going to be extremely frustrating for a new player. Um, I know the man below
And the
me is going to
veterans.
say it's the reward we get for being here early.
I cannot buy my 5 BCX of Lorcus, and yeah, I wanna complain. I'm not competitive. I don't have Lorcus at max level. I cannot
Lorcus
afford
is
to
for
buy it.
sale. You could buy
Well,
That's
Lorcus.
but I cannot afford to buy it. So I mean, I've been
that
here.
is the difference, though, right?
I've been
Hmm.
here
I mean,
all
you
along. I've been here for 2 years. I mean, for 6 years now. And I cannot buy it. So I mean, that's not fair, you know. I mean, nah.
Hey, look, you made him leave. You made him leave with your silliness. Not being able to afford and not being allowed are two different things.
Well, I mean,
Um,
why? I mean, I have all the Kulus in the world. I don't complain about that. I was
yeah.
here. I was playing. I was getting my rewards. I built up my soulbound rewards. I'm competitive in that area. If somebody was not here, well, I mean, they should have been. It's not my fault.
Well, I
Yeah.
think I think the issue is for guys that are here. Like I think about Steve for a really long time. I've got a guildie. Shout out to my buddy Garut, who's been playing. Uh, he's got a $10,000 gold level deck because he competes with nothing but gold foils. He's been here for years, and he pulled his very first BCX of Izzyr maybe a week ago, and that's after 18 months of trying to attain these soulbound cards. Something about that just doesn't sit well with me. I mean, by the time these things get unlocked, assuming we get that big fat substantial price tag, who's going to be in the position to pay $1,000 for a max gold foil Izzyar when that card is qualified for modern for probably less than 12 months at that point. It just doesn't feel like we've got the formula quite worked out. I think there has to be a move towards more quickly making available the soulbound cards off the market.
Well,
In my opinion.
but now, I mean, having in like with the caveat that we take seriously the words of Azircon that the proposal will pass, we'll have no problem of easing up on ways to to unbound the soulbound cards, because that would be probably taking care of majority of the bot farms. So yeah, you both know why those were introduced. You both know that it was a measure to protect the game, and yeah, does it come with some inconvenience? Sure, for some people it does, but there was a reason for it. And until there was a reason for it, there was no reason to counteract it in any way. So yeah, I mean, people can complain that if they are RNG or whatever, it's normal. Like everybody's looking at their deck and talking from that perspective. But still, if something is
Yeah,
good for
but
the game, it is good for the game, and until it's not, it stays the way it is. I mean,
I don't
that
think
makes
that you
sense.
would prove to me that Soulbound are good for the game at this point. Not the way that they've rolled out. For starters, they gave us summoners, which is the whole reason we absolutely need this proposal to make Wild not free to play anymore, which is for some people disappointing. I don't think it's a big deal, and I'm going to vote yes because the price tag is low enough that I think a normal person can deal with it. But
Well,
and a bot farm can't. But one of the main reasons we needed these, and the guy who I know you like to pick on some of his opinion, but Tails told us very early on that bot farms would run with just solo decks, and they would do it in wild, and enough of them would do it that it wouldn't matter that they couldn't beat real decks, because they just have to beat other people doing that same stuff. And that's how my silver level cards that I'm buying in wild are champion level decks, which is stupid.
But
And
that was the reason they wouldn't have been incentivized, because they cannot actually sell those cards that they are making.
yeah, but
So
they used to be able to earn with them for free. They could get as many accounts as they wanted going with them, as many accounts as they could throw a little bit of SPS to. If they did it the right way, they could have a bot burn through 50 energy in one day, redelegate their SPS to a different account, have that one run 50 the next day, do it again, and do it across 7 or 8 accounts with one stack of SPS. It was exploitable. People definitely were exploiting it. And the reason they could is because we made the first mistake was probably even putting summoners in the soulbound stuff. Then we kept it soulbound for way too long, so it has a double-edged sword of ruining the competitiveness of the game.
it would have still become like it would still have been exploitable, because, as you know, you don't have in your account, you're not counting on the soulbound reward cards. You're counting on some silver deck that you rented, and that's what they would have been doing. It doesn't matter, because their
Well,
goal
yeah, but
is
that
not
supports
to
the
be
rental market
competitive.
then. Nobody needs to rent anymore. You just run soulbound. And if
Yeah,
you've got
but
soulbounds at like level 5, you're at least in gold, if not diamond or higher
I
in wild.
understand, but it would have been the case either way, just whether it's with level 1 summoners or with soulbound cards. I never said it wasn't a mistake, the summoners, but that's done. That's one thing. That's totally different story from what I'm saying, that their incentive, bot farms incentive, is to actually sell those cards. So the sooner it was they were made available, the sooner they will have started to dump them on the market. And
Yeah,
I
but if you
guess
have to pay a fee to unlock, there isn't going to be anybody dumping them on the market in mass. And I know Bejangles is just enjoying us arguing with each other, but that was the key. Matt already had the solution to prevent that. You just had to have a decent X, maybe 18X is too high, maybe just a 10X cost, and then you would be fine. There would be no bots that could
Yeah,
dump
but
them.
somebody have to sit and make the calculation and everything, because as we saw, one miscalculated thing can lead to something exploitable as well, as it was with the jackpots. So somebody has to spend the time to do all the math okay, pun intended, uh, to figure out what is actually the appropriate amount and implement it. And I don't think anybody's sitting idle in the team to have
Yeah,
some
yeah,
spare
definitely.
time.
Our lack of people is a problem. The fact they've had to scale back is a problem. I don't think in Matt's mind he ever thought that our soulbounds would not be unlocked by now. I thought that they would. He thought they would be further along. I know that we're at the very tail end of how long he said we would have these and not have them be sellable. Um, the real difference here is like it seems like the only difference we're gonna get in this next version of the experiment is no more summoners. And did they learn enough from this? I don't know. They're kind of ignoring the staggered release idea that's out there in the world. They're ignoring the quicker unlock talk that's been done.
I don't think they're ignoring
And
anything. Just they haven't put their thoughts whatever the process will be. And since they said that they're coming, hopefully, next quarter, they will be setting this time aside to decide how it's going to be. But might have always said nothing is off the table. So they said
Yeah.
they're listening. We'll see. Maybe they are. So we'll see. I mean, I don't think we should jump into conclusions that nobody is thinking about it, or everybody is happy with the way things are at the moment. But the way things are, that's the way things are. And complaining about it won't change anything, because, as I said, it needs somebody to make sure that all the math checks out before they jump into allowing people to unlock cards.
Well, I'll quickly jump to agree with you there, baby. I don't think, Matt did say he talked a little bit about the reward cards and both the current iteration, what the next iteration, next batch is going to look like. And I heard something similar to what you took away, baby, and that he's not actively ignoring suggestions that are coming in. It sounds like more we're still at the drawing table. We're still trying to figure out what all of this looks like. But to your point, Steve, and we talked about this extensively yesterday with Jimmy. It does feel like we're way overdue. I feel like this stuff, 6 months into a new set and not having any rebellion reward cards feels
On a lot
feels a
of
little
things,
bit like a miss.
on a lot of things, we are way overdue. But you know that there is a
Yeah.
reason for it. I mean, we are running on a
No,
small.
of course. Hey, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just calling it like objectively. And that is why we do have the salt surrounding the reward cards. But I feel like there's a good bit of constructive criticism. I think there's we got to call out the distinction between just whinging and complaining versus this is the current situation and it's not ideal. This is a potential improvement upon and offering suggestion. And I think there has been a lot of that. So credit to the community for coming up with ideas. And yeah, hopefully we hear something soon. We don't have the next town hall for, what is it, 3 more weeks or something like that?
yeah,
Another month?
yeah. The only thing that we got going on for us is people are going proposal crazy. So maybe we'll have these to cover. As we got this new one here for a card for Matt that technically I haven't even read yet. But it looks like he wants to do have the SPS DAO pay to have them make a card and mint it. That's going to be a Yabamat card. So, should we go through
Yeah,
this and read it?
I don't know if you want to pull up. Are you on the Discord DAO discussion threads?
Oh, I am in there. I don't spend as much time reading those as I should.
which translated means he has no clue what you're talking about.
No, I'm in there. I'm in the gaming commission. What am I supposed to be looking at? What do you want me to
No, no,
find?
no. In the main Splinterlands Discord, there's
Oh
the DAO discussion threads. So
no.
Claiborne
I
just
bet
started the.
he haven't
Yep.
opened it in 5 months.
Yeah, I haven't been
Okay.
in there
Well,
since the first time that Claiborne was asking for feedback on his like first set of things when he first got hired. So you're
okay.
saying
Well, yeah, he started the thread around this one, and I dropped in the suggestion of, and I'd be curious to hear what you guys think. Um,
Dakota
so
Cat.
I like the idea of the Yabamat promo card, but what I really like is Aftersound dropped the video around the Scarecrow, the consumable burnable card, and I think we should marry these two ideas, have an ongoing sync for DEC and or SPS, uh, in exchange for a Yaba Matt Scarecrow card. It really embodies what Matt is trying to accomplish: a constant burn, a constant sync on DEC and SPS for a consumable card. Um, maybe we can do something with minting prices where it gets increasingly more expensive, or yeah, I don't know. But I feel like there's something there. I really like the idea of kind of marrying the two. Um, yeah. What do you guys think?
I like the idea of the Dakota Cat promo card.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a mat card similar to Vroo's, but I don't know if I like about taking the Scarecrow away from land production is how you get it. I thought that was an interesting way to give a little cookie to land in the land ecosystem. I would, because like if you had a card that you could only buy off of people who had land, you can go ahead and put a DEC burn maybe in each transaction where it's bought if you want to give a little bit back to the ecosystem, and not everything to the land holders. But if you had like a chicken that when you used it in a game, it burned away, and then you could reuse, you'd have to go buy another chicken, and you'd have to go buy another chicken. And so you'd have a stack of 20 chickens on your account and be like, do I want to use one this time? Though I know they're scarecrows, so I should call them scarecrows now. And it's basically just, from what I've heard him describe it, it's a divine shield, zero cost, zero attack monster with like a 1-0 life, like the chicken. And it's going to die in 2 attacks, but it's going to take 2 attacks depending on where you put it. But make it consumable so when you play it, it disappears and you got to go buy another one. That gives land something to produce forever that people will want to buy for the foreseeable future, especially if you make it a rebellion card, because who's not gonna want to have the chicken as a possible card to play here and there, or the scarecrow, I should say. So that one's interesting. I don't know about how you merge that to this. Because Matt isn't going to be the scarecrow, is he?
No, why not?
To the bots. He's the scarecrow to the bots.
I think it's a scarecrow that looks like Yaba. That's cool.
I mean, that could be cool, but I really like that idea because right now, land doesn't produce anything good. So if you maybe,
SPS.
yeah, it will. I mean, I said good. No, I'm joking. But you know what I mean. It doesn't produce anything that goes into the game, and it doesn't produce anything that's creating much economic value at this point. Grain is finally, because we do have a grain hub, and there has been a little bit of economic value there. But until all the liquidity markets are there, could you imagine a card that you could produce? They'd have to make it, need a decent amount of supplies so that they weren't just flying off the shelves, but it would, or maybe limit them to like how many you could make in a month or something. Some kind of, again, somebody will have to do the math to make sure it's not broken. But we've never had a consumable card that like when you use it disappears to drive kind of infinite buying. I mean,
Which also means a new mechanic that needs to be implemented.
Yeah. You're right. Fat Jimmy brought that up on your show, right? He said maybe just make it a card because then it doesn't have to be developed.
I don't know. I mean, in the proposal, Gold Matters kind of put in the asterisk that it's really at the team's discretion. Take as long or as little as you'd like to implement this thing, if you'd like to implement it at all. I don't know. I like the idea of what's going to benefit the ecosystem more, allowing landholders to spend grain on this thing, or allowing everybody to spend DEC or SPS in perpetuity on this thing.
Well, if
You know what I mean?
landholders can sell it and you do a 25% burn on the sell, then you're kind of doing both things.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I mean, I would just love to see kind of these ideas merged, and I think I think the root of the thought for me was it would really embody what Yab is trying to accomplish here, and it's a cool opportunity. It would be very unique. It would be a one of one, constant demand for these tokens, and yeah, Yab, it kind of feels like. You called it the scarecrow for bots. Let's make it a reality, man. I like the idea.
I think those are just candies. Like people are bored and they're just trying to throw some candies around. It's a waiting game. We're waiting, and that's it. The most important proposal will be moved forward soon. As long as that passes, I see the future is bright.
Yeah, that is that like right in between going here? Oh no, it's here now. Right? Is that here?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
That's the one.
awesome. Then you have to just wait 7 days.
Live voting to make you pay more to play in Wild. No.
Well, I mean, yeah. As I said, we already have it from a trust source that the proposal will pass. So doesn't really matter how you.
Yeah, well, when you have these 4 accounts working together, and then these ones here, the first one against it is Fighter, with any decent stake. But man, Brave Tofu, have you been seeing him on Twitter with the daily 1K buys he was doing for a couple days? That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Because he's brave.
Well, yeah.
And
I know, like I see these stacks and I'm just like, man, my stack is so sad. 652.
You don't have to scroll to find your name though. Steve.
That's true. I'm
way
here,
down
but
the list, man.
hey, look, I'm ahead of Claiborne now. I used to be behind him. He must been selling a little bit. No. But and I'm actually. How do you guys feel about the new little things here?
Marshall,
is
you
it-
want to take this one first?
The which thing? Oh, the titles. Well, I mean,
Prefix.
yeah, it just like everything new. It's just exciting. First couple of days.
Yeah, I got beat down by Yabamat
Oh, it's not
earlier
Yabamat.
today.
It's not Yabamat.
I know, but by his account, and then I beat Trolls, which was a pretty good win, and then but overall I had a good little streak, and then
You had a good day today, man.
and then I tied, and then I beat Trolls, and then I lost to this account. I don't really know that one, but
Yeah, but
these.
it's
Decent rating, so
he's a
and
Russian-
gold
he's a
cards.
Russian-
So
Russian
though
guy.
it's one of those accounts that beats you with like almost all old cards, and you go ugh.
Chaos
What do you
Legion
mean
is
old
still
cards?
good, man. Kelly is still
This
a
modern.
boss.
What old cards, man?
Well,
mean
I mean, it's mostly Chaos Legion.
Oh yeah.
This one card was in here new, so. But everything else was Chaos Legion there, and then up here I got beat down by the classic kind of Kelia Coral Lurk. This was an interesting game. I that's one of the first times I've been playing. I bought the Lorcus finally, the two I needed, and I've been trying them out. But mixed results for me so far. I think my mistake here was I gave it to Manaroth, the Life Leech. That's worked really good for me a couple times when I've tried it. But he kept hitting people who had armor this game, so he was never doing any actual damage. So he never was life leeching, and so it was quite annoying because he wasn't getting any damage through as the game progressed.
Opportunity or super sneak?
This was opportunity match.
Do you guys hear me well? Because some strange person here was always complaining that he cannot hear me.
I hear you all right.
Oh, I hear
Loud and
you.
clear.
All right. Good evening, gentlemen. Who can't he hear?
I guess he haven't had his dinner yet.
Oh, you know what? Let me turn this up a little. We might have been a little bit low, but most people this should be.
Well, he was picking on me, so can we ban him?
I mean, you know what? Maybe you were talking a little bit quiet to us, but the volume was turned a tiny bit down for my stream last night on my desktop audio, so you might have been coming through really low. So that might have been why.
So it was your mistake.
Yeah, a professional streamer here.
Apologize to the crowd, Stever.
Yeah. But it should be ready. It should be better now. And shout out to Vozana. We had Asmold. What is that?
Asmongold
Gold versus Arturius Clip. Show up.
Artus
Extreme player DeFizz. Thanks for being here early on.
and
now
Mark
Markor. Good to see you guys coming in. I know it's going to be an interesting time during these off season, these multiple off weeks when we don't have a lot to talk about. Luckily, we had Bajangles come and hang out with us after we were on his stream, and I showed up late to that one, and then a Zircon was there, and I've realized there's been a couple times in the past where I'm like, man, I wish he would be more vocal about his votes sometimes, because he kept voting down some things in the past and I couldn't find why, and his vote was so big, but it was all older stuff, so I'm like, yeah, whatever, let's just and then it was funny because he was playing with a baby account, so we had to play him in gold, but he has 12 million SPS, so I'm like, what's going on with that? Because I think I missed it. He explained why that was going on when we were on the show.
Probably he has a scholar. I mean, I would, if I had his resources, I probably would get somebody way more.
Oh yeah, should we get into the scholar debate? I don't even know. Is that still a debate going on anywhere? You brought it up.
Even bigger than ever.
Well,
Is it?
no, Virus brought it up, not me, a long time ago, and it makes a lot of sense to me, and that's probably a good reason. I mean, it's impossible that everybody just become overnight so good, and we just became so crappy overnight. So
yeah, the one comment that annoys me is the comment that the whales are complaining that there's that people are better than them at the game. And the reason why is because they're discounting the fact that it's not only that they have more time to play, it's that when you get to play 5 or 6 accounts, you get to play 5 or 6 times more battles than I can in a day to learn how to play the game. So that's the part where that they seem to discount that kind of annoys me. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, Extreme Player saying he has a main account with a ton of power.
And then
Trash Panda, yeah, down with the Scholar Farms. Yeah, it gets a little bit interesting because in general, I feel like I've never minded the guys who say you know what, I want to support the ecosystem. I'm willing to put together a big collection. I don't have the time to play, so I'm going to have somebody else play for me. It doesn't feel like that's bad, but it starts to get a little bad when that someone is running 5 accounts or 4 accounts or something, and then all of those accounts are in the top.
It's not that someone, it's the scholar that is running 4 or 5
No, that's what I mean. That's the problem, is that the scholars are running. If it was more of a 1-to-1 scholar thing, I don't think it would be such a big deal. But you got these professional players who are scholaring so many accounts.
Yeah.
I can see why some people are not happy. Oh, okay.
I think I think five accounts in the top 10 are Ultims, and you can tell by the volume of battles. Two are
Oh,
Mondroid. I think position 7, 8, and 9 are a single scholar also. So that's three people that are playing 10 accounts in the top 10 on the leaderboard, which, at a certain point, when you see 1, 2, and 3 and 10, I'm about 99% sure that those are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10. So five of the top 10 are
yeah.
Ultims.
Well, and 5 and 6 are both Mondroid
Yeah.
Right. So
because
five of the accounts can never play each other, which I think, it's kind of anti-competitive. And you look at the rating on VetV. He's 8,400. That's just crazy. I
Yeah,
don't know. I
yeah.
don't know what the answer is, but
I
it
mean, the
doesn't
one
feel
thing
like
I
this
would say
is.
that's interesting with this is to play 920 battles is just absurd. Um, I mean, because like when you do the math on that, we only get what 24 battles a
Is it four?
day, and a season is what 15 days tops.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you only get 360 battles, so that means he's buying enough to almost a little less than three
triple.
times. So that means they are burning a lot of something. I don't know what they're burning because you can buy energy with a few different things, and I guess they could be buying a decent amount of chests and getting some free energy for to counteract a bit of that. But these guys that are paying this much, I mean, that's pretty wild. Where am I at? I played 321. That's like about putting in around 20 per day. Is what I play. Interesting though, his win percentage isn't as high as I thought it would be.
Man, that's still great. That's
Yeah.
60%.
Well, I thought it was higher
That's, I mean,
for some
it
reason,
might be above
but
60%.
61. I guess that's not bad. You know what? I guess that's better to see guys with 61 near the top, but they're just willing to pay to play just so much more. These top four. This is your first one. Mondroid's the first one here that's close to just playing legitly and getting a decent rating. Because these numbers look like in the regular things. And yeah, Trash Panda. How do you say his name? Is it Altums or?
Ultims, yeah.
Yeah, Altums is basically a professional Splinterlands scholar at this point, I guess, right? Because he's running 4 or 5 accounts here. You said,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's able to put them all
I
up
think
here at the top. It looks like he
I
has
mean,
a
you
promise
also
to
have
keep.
to ask. You also have to take into consideration, Ultims, and I think this is a double edged sword of the beauty of what Splinterlands offers. Is Ultims, I think, is paying for his entire higher education, contributing to his family. But where is that coming from? Well, it's coming from SPS and DEC payouts. And if you do the math, he's got how many victories on Vet V? 470, something like that, on
560.
average of, call it 35 SPS per win, and assume that he's getting 50% of that. I would venture to guess that every last cent of that SPS is going to the market. And then you're looking at that times 5 accounts. That's a buttload of SPS that's getting sold. That's 100K.
Well, if it's only
And
5 accounts, it's like 50K. Because
okay,
I didn't
and then
have it
also
yet.
the DEC, right?
Yeah, and then the DEC pool. And you're right. The one thing about the scholar thing that's interesting when you have somebody doing it at such a high level, that is probably the one thing that, like, I don't know if we can say that you shouldn't do this or it should be outlawed or what the solution is at all here.
No, no. I
But
mean, yeah,
they
that's too much.
definitely bring in somebody who is gonna be selling stuff because that's why they're doing this. They're doing it to make money. they're not necessarily doing this to build an account, or to maybe a little bit for bragging rights, but not in the same way. Not the same way as anybody else. So
They do it, but I'm just saying like it's frustrating for people that actually trying to compete on highest level in modern, and that's why some of them are not competing and instead are running their Archmage bot and WoW.
yeah, it is frustrating to run. Like, I hit my wall right at the bottom of Champion 3, and I used to hit my wall in Champion 1, and I can't get there anymore because I start getting to the 50% win rate area once I get out of Diamond. And I did it faster this season, and I don't know if that's because maybe I'm starting to get a little bit better, because I have been kind of a competitive player when I play a lot. Like, I got to champion with like 5 days left in the season this time, but I couldn't progress to champion 2. I only got, like, I think the closest I got was one time I was up maybe like 75% of the way through champion 3, and then I had a bad day and I did a lot of losses. And it's funny because, like,
Well-
sometimes I'll lose like 6 in a row and I go, oh, I should, when I lose 3 in a row, I should probably take a break, because it usually means that the really good players are in the game right now. So
Well, also look at it's not just happening to you. Look at the top 50 accounts. It used to be you had to make champ 1 to get a leaderboard spot. Now it's not true at all. It goes way below champ 1.
oh yeah, you're right. It's only
That's
40,
almost champ
60.
3,
That-
isn't it?
no, champ 3 is 3,700. So that and champ 2, that's just barely champ 2 though. So you're right. It's kind of close.
So Tails
Yeah.
Tails says Splinterlands is supposed to be play to earn. Best thing for us is to get 100 more ultims playing and telling their stories to the world. Yeah, I mean that's the great thing about Splinterlands, right? Like him, that's the ultimate
But is
success
he
story. He's
telling-
putting himself through school.
But
He's contributing to his family.
Is he telling his stories to the world?
I mean, I'm sure he's telling his buddies in the Philippines, like, what do you
Yeah,
do for work?
yeah.
man? Like,
I'm sure that he's telling people, and that there might be some people here. The one thing that I worry about in with it though is it's only going to take one of these guys getting caught using something they're not supposed to, for it to get really salty around here. And when you start, when the one thing I know is whenever you start to tell any story about how you're making it, and then somebody else comes and tries to do it, but they can't pull that win percentage, because I'm at least believing that he's a good player in the game and he's doing this legitimately. So I'm not necessarily worried about him. I'm worried about the guys who are going to try to come imitate him, looking for that extra advantage that we're trying to keep out of modern. But I don't
you
know.
don't suspect that, though, do you?
I don't know. You see a lot of the same teams and similar setups on some accounts that I play. It could just be that lineup is just so good, and it does win a lot, that a lot of people play that lineup, and it is an old chaos lineup that I run into a lot. I do understand the point. If we could get ourselves a decent amount of ultims, it would be interesting. But then again, though, for every ultim, you need 5 vet Vs who not only have a decent sized collection but want to stop playing the game, and let somebody else play it for them, and then share half their rewards. I tried the scholar thing with a silver account. It didn't work out that well, but it's probably because it was a silver account that didn't have every card. And it was just like a random person a couple people who joined my Discord and said they wanted to try. They wouldn't put in the time. They wouldn't get very high win percentages. Lots of times one of them was stuck in bronze the whole time. So it just made it better. It was more financial for me to just go ahead and bot the thing in wild. But if you can't get a good scholar. So it's an interesting thing.
I'm not sure I'm not sure we need 100 more ultims, to be honest, but that's me.
Let's see. What do you guys? Here's another question from Extreme Player. What do you guys think about making a wild making Wild a superior game mode, much higher rewards, special rewards than Modern, being that a fee will be implemented not from a selfish point, but an opposite of someone milking Wild. Buy all rebellions and new cards. I only have one account consistently, but SPS and land work, so I'm not extracting bots even though I can easily afford the fee. What about making it valuable again? It's a long question. He did a couple comments. Bots would be forced to rent a ton of cards. It would fix the rental market plus enforce CP to stop farms as well. I don't think it, as interesting as they that sounds. Modern always has to be where the bigger rewards are to keep selling new sets, so that's important. I do think you could do something like with the fees to play in Modern to make it a little bit better. Maybe take 5 or 10% of that DEC burn and turn it into a prize pool or something. I wouldn't turn it into a prize, maybe something like that, but that's the most I could imagine doing to it, because in theory Wild is now going to become a place where if you're paying that fee, it's because you can make more than you pay or because you like playing in Wild. And so one of those things should be true, and the only way to get Wild to be a place that would support more people, in my mind, is for SPS to start going up, which is an interesting ask. Do either of you have an opinion on that, of kind of what he's going on here?
Well, I think that it was said plenty of times that the usefulness of the wild card is on land, and that is the the thing covering for them not being playable in Modern. The focus will never go back to Wild ever. Like, I don't think Wild will be ever superior in any way than Modern. And it was clearly Matt's intention that never to be the case, because he said, yeah, we need to incentivize people to start playing Modern. And that makes sense from all perspectives. They need to sell they need to sell sets, and they need to make money to stay afloat. And the cookie that they give for people owning wild cards is land. And again, people keep on talking about land as if what we have now is the land game, which cannot be further from the truth. We haven't seen land yet, and when we see it, maybe people will start appreciating their cards. Maybe they will no longer need their wild cards to play in wild, and maybe they'll consider starting to play in modern. I mean, because if more people started playing in modern, we won't have this problem where you just run at this 3-4 people that are running 20 accounts that learn by heart every combination available in the game, and they just like, before you even start thinking about your team, their team is already on the table, already waiting for you. So, I mean, if there are more people, they'll be easier to navigate, to be more or less frustrating for the people to play manually. And who knows? But yeah, I don't think focus will ever be on WoW. WoW is just a place where, if you don't own land, or if you don't have the time and you want to keep on earning those soulbound cards and whatnot, you just have to make your account, and that's it.
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like this proposal from Matt is going to potentially bring a lot of value back to Wild. I think the discrepancy right now is too great. You know, we were looking through the card market for Untamed specifically yesterday, and it's some of those prices are just absolutely insane, man. Like, cheaper than when I was buying Chaos Legion. Untamed cards have fallen to those prices. Like a couple of weeks ago, I bought a gold foil Lorna for silver for $25. It's just that was the cost of less than 2 BCX a year ago of regular foil.
What was your reasoning of buying the Lorna?
She's a great card. She's competitive for brawls. So,
Yeah.
and the bot plays her a lot.
So you play
Um,
silver. So you play silver accounts in bros. Silver phase.
on my alt account, yeah, yeah.
Also, you for
It's
your alt account. Okay. Yeah. Just curious. I mean,
yeah.
So Aaron has a little spicy comment for you guys. He says, that if we all think there's not a zero cost desktop battle helper program floating around in Asia, then we're mistaken. Aaron is usually our resident spicy take and
well, I
sometimes
mean,
just straight
they have a
trolls
person. They have a
us a bit.
person. They have a
But
person in the team now that is taking care of battle helpers, and he's like the most honorable person in the Splinterverse. So I mean, I guess he's doing whatever he can. Maybe he'll get there. I mean, knowing how good he is at making battle helpers, maybe he'll become good at recognizing them as well. So yeah, who knows? It goes way beyond like uh, trying to figure out if your computer has code external website or whatever. If you just, I mean, once you have a battle helper and then you see the battle teams that are fielded all the time, if you're somebody who is like deep into that, you'll be able to recognize somebody using a battle helper. I mean, some teams they they work perfectly and make zero sense. So if you see that all the time, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that the person is not really coming up with those teams by himself.
oh, maybe he's got a little bit of fire there that there are people using some kind of helper.
You want to know?
Yeah, I don't know. Steve, you called out earlier. If you just look at the volume of matches, you start to. I mean, just Ultims alone, call it average of 750 battles per account. You guys playing more than 3,000 battles a season manually. Not to mention tournaments. I don't know if he's playing brawls. Like you start to pick up. What are habits and identifying rule sets. What is the average player
Well, I
play?
mean, you never know. Maybe Atoms is not a one person. Maybe it's a group of friends. Maybe it's a small Filipino family delegating duties. I mean, you never know. But that's still okay. It's people playing. So if they all have gathered around the table and studied all the mechanics of the game and said like, this is the main rules for this amount of mana, for this amount of summoners, whatever. If everything is like it's a whole maybe it's a whole university course. You take the course, you graduate, and then
Splinterlands Club,
yeah, and
Club
then you get to
Pretoria.
then you get to join the autumn family, and then you start earning for rice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any indication one way or the other. I do occasionally beat Vet V and Kazrak and some of the other accounts that Ultims is playing, but I don't know. I like to think that we haven't had an
His
update
win
from.
percentage doesn't look like somebody who's using a battle helper, unless he's purposely losing sometimes. Um, so
Again, the last thing I would think is using battle helper. But
Wait, say
my
it
I
again,
think
baby. What'd you say?
the last thing I would think is that he is using battle helper. But my as joking as my suggestion was, maybe it's not really that impossible or far from the truth. It could be a group of people, and
yeah,
you
they
know,
definitely could be playing together, sharing things. I think if anything's going on, it might be spreadsheeting. We know spreadsheeting has been a thing of the past for some of the more serious players. I
well,
don't
but
know if that
spreadsheet
really
it
would
was
count as a bot helper, if people would really consider that a battle helper or not.
no,
I know
but
some people say
wait,
yes,
wait.
some people say no.
No, but
So
it's different. Spreadsheets were in silver accounts. Like those were the players that were using spreadsheets. In silver, the game is totally different. You have so much less combinations to take
you could
care of.
still spreadsheet champion if you wanted to.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to just go to top battles every season and just start going like, okay, well, let me watch this. This is two of the best accounts in the world of the game, right? And me just go, okay, so in a situation where you've got 35 mana, no healing, no archers, and odds,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
that
this
that that's
this
happening
is
how often?
well, you'd have the 35 mana happens a decent amount,
But
and
then
and
the rest.
odds happens a decent amount. The whole point of the spreadsheets, though, I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy to make a good spreadsheet, but you could make one. It
Well,
would take
no,
you a
but
couple
then again,
seasons and
you
a
just
lot of studying,
when
and
you
you'd have to be putting it
count,
all on paper.
just when you count how often is possible that same combination to happen exactly like that, and then you factor in that only some splinters are available at any point,
Yeah,
then a lot of
but don't act like it's not possible because that's basically what the bots are doing. Is they have access to all the
whoa, but
battle data,
not.
and then they're
Come
pulling
on,
out the
man.
teams that
You
win
you're
the
trying
most.
you're trying to compare how quickly you can go through a spreadsheet and how quickly a bot can calculate battle possibilities.
If you have a good spreadsheet and know how to do a search command, you can get
How
through
can you
it.
have a good spreadsheet, man?
So
Where's
Because
Neil
of
McSpadden?
those.
Where's Neil
you
McSpadden?
yeah,
No, but because
you'd
of
have
those
your best
variables.
teams for 35 mana, and then you would search up 35 mana, and you'd have your 35 mana tab, and you would see the best teams that have the highest win percentage at 35 mana. You'd look at the rules set to see which teams are kind of available, and then you'd be able to put up a pretty good team relatively quickly. It
But
wouldn't be that hard.
the rule sets
Yes,
can
the
totally
rule sets
completely
would help
change.
you pick which one of your 20
No,
thirty
they
five
can
mana teams
completely
that you play, but it wouldn't eliminate all of them.
they completely
So,
can change how powerful the top team is. It can make it can make it literally the weakest team on the battlefield.
well, yeah, but then you'd obviously not pick that team of your list of teams, right? That's the whole point of having a list of teams for 35 mana. It's
Well,
not it's not that you
you
don't
just
pay
now, yeah,
attention to the rule set if you're spreadsheeting,
you're
but
just now arguing for the sake of argument. You know
but
very well that when you put all the things that you need to gather around,
I
it's
don't know.
not really possible to
If you
make a
could do it in
spreadsheet.
silver, I don't think because monsters have new abilities, it makes it that much harder to do it near the top of the league, in my
Well,
opinion.
that's why they stopped.
Um,
But that was when it was possible because there was not so many abilities in silver because a lot of the abilities were coming at gold. So silver was the perfect spot where you have some abilities, you can easily figure out best setups for a certain amount of mana. There was only two rule sets at max, and usually sometimes in silver there was only one. So it was totally different, man. I mean, you cannot compare it. It's just it was possible to make a spreadsheet for that. I don't think it's possible to make a spreadsheet for 60% win rate in champion with all the abilities and three rule sets and all the mana combinations. My opinion. I might be wrong.
I think you are, but we've
Okay.
talked about it enough. Let's go ahead. I want to get through a couple more of the comments that came in.
But
Cryptomance.
Django haven't said anything about
Well,
this.
do you think it's impossible to spreadsheet champion like him, Bojangles, or do you think with enough dedication you might be able to pull that off?
I think the amount of time that some of these folks are putting into the game, I think it's possible that spreadsheets exist.
Okay.
So Tails is
I
on
think
your
you're
side
both wrong.
with the change coming to have a fees and there the rewards are going to catch up a little bit. I don't fully understand. I don't is he's saying that the split's 50-50, so I guess I was a little wrong. I thought modern was incentivized, but it's just the lack of players in modern that's incentivizing it so much.
Yeah.
No,
Um,
there's Glint. There's Glint bonus.
oh, glint
Glint
bonus is the other
for
thing.
playing
That's right.
modern. Yeah.
And then Aaron is basically saying for sure people are cheating. I'll give you your 2 minute your 2 seconds of fame there, but he's just basically calling out that the cost of these cards in certain areas doesn't make any sense. They'd have it if they weren't cheating to win. But the thing is
Well,
that
they're
they're
scholars.
scholaring
That's the
there,
whole
and they're
point.
not buying the
Yeah.
cars, so it's different. Um, Extreme Player says it's much more challenging to use old cards than just modern cards. Wild is super fun to play, in my opinion. Yeah, that's interesting. If you're not using them on land, I mean, I miss being able to use Jotun. I really miss being able to use Kitty. I actually used my Kitty a couple days ago when I was doing a wild battle because it was not rented for, so it was on my account. I said I'm just going to use it. It's only going to lose me at most a couple days of being rented, so I used it in a couple battles and it was fun. It was fun to not miss anymore. So that's
I never said it's not fun,
interesting
but
thing.
that's why you have phrase. You have wild phrase in the brawl.
Well, yeah, I go and I play a little bit of wild right now when I get frustrated with modern, but then I did start losing here. Oh no, this was
Stever, that's a rough brawl, man.
no.
Look at that.
This was I accidentally went into
did you
the
eat a bagel, bro?
dude. I went into the wrong
you
brawl.
Had an offer, dude.
I went into Diamond Alpha Beta on accident, and I only have modern cards on my deck that are leveled. So I'm sitting here playing like level 4s, level 5s, and 6 against like people playing like real teams. Jotun just smashed me the whole brawl. Jotun and Valimor, see, with a llama sighting, but and then I didn't do the second round of a tournament. So
It's all red, Steve. I don't know.
all reds on the screen.
That's a wall of red.
I was not that bad this season in my actual matches, but I only played 33.
Oh, there you go.
I was 27 out of 33.
Well, guys, speaking about Wild, have you looked at Steve? Would you mind pulling up the tournament page?
Oh yeah. I figured we should talk about that. I was going to get to it because you did make a comment about it. I was getting there. See?
Yeah, dude, I just looked, and yeah, wait till you see how many people are playing. That's crazy.
Last time I saw it was 560. So what's it up to?
It's
613.
climbed a little bit more. Yep.
Yeah. So anybody who's not in this, you should give it a try. It's going to be tough, but let's go ahead and bring it up. We're playing for 1 million DEC and 5 land plots and a Rooney.
And Rooney.
A Rooney with 500,000 DEC and 4 land plots. DEC and land, DEC and land, DEC and rebellion packs, and DEC and rebellion packs are up to 138. My goal is to at least get a rebellion pack. I have to admit I don't have a lot of hope from not playing in Wild. I have no idea
that's a tough
how
test,
to.
man.
Yeah, I have no idea how to mix like a Valimor in with rebellion cards and make it the most competitive, but I do know Valimor. It's like, okay, I know this. If Kitty's available, if Valimor's available, they have to at least be considered because they were that meta before, but I don't know if there's anything in the new meta that completely beats them. I would think a Grimbar Dune with his Void would be an interesting counter to a Valimor if you threw a couple silences in there on the team, because they'd have trouble getting through him. But man, like I was in that like the wrong brawl, and people are dropping like Ruler of the Sea on me and with Valimor and all that stuff, and I'm just like, whoa, I haven't seen these cards in so long, and all of that stuff's going to be in this tournament, so it's going to be interesting for sure.
What do you guys think about this? I felt like it was a miss. I felt like this tournament should have been modern. We should be showcasing Rebellion at max.
Funny, today in Twitter, I mean, in Twix, there was a post about the tournament, and I thought the post said modern. I was like, did they change that? Clearly not, but the post, I believe, said big
The
modern.
Peak D post
tournament.
did say modern. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Wild puts a lot of folks at a disadvantage because of the stuff that you're talking about, Stever. I don't think I'll be even making day 2. Top 30% advance. That's 200 people. as it
You know,
stands right now.
there's going to be a lot of luck in the draw and who you get matched up against. Because as bad
Yeah.
as you think you are, there's a whole bunch of people who are going to be in there that also have no idea what they're doing, and so you might be able to field a team better than the people you get matched up with in your little bracket. So I wouldn't count yourself out of making day two. You're a quality player. Of the game. I wouldn't count any of us completely out
Well,
of
he was
making day
always
two.
fishing
But
compliments.
I think it would
But
be
yeah.
tough unless you've put in some time studying to actually place like top 10. That would be a big ask for somebody who isn't actively playing with those cards right now.
A lot of these cards I've never even touched, never even seen. Like every time I scroll through the wild selection, I see cards that I've
Yeah,
never seen
I've
before.
played with all of them, but I don't know how they compare to the Rebellion cards. There's some powerful stuff in Rebellion.
Well,
Um,
the real question here is now, does the autumn types of players do get to play like 6, 7 accounts in this tournament?
That
I
would be
think
a problem.
so.
I hope not.
Because that will be a problem, and if all people that are giving him the accounts have made their ID whatever check
Oh,
KYC
the
or what,
KYC. Yeah,
then
does
that
this show you
stops
that
him.
KYC doesn't hurt the game that bad when there's 630 of us in here? Because a lot of people have thought that KYC would destroy the game, but it didn't
Well,
stop people from getting in the
it's not
tournament.
compulsory. It's not compulsory. So I mean, if they make it mandatory, then it might. But if it's like, yeah, if you want to take advantage of this, you have to KYC. Otherwise, nobody cares. But
Yeah,
again,
yeah, they
with
Ultims would be
scholars,
breaking. They would be
yeah.
breaking the rules of the one account per individual.
But
Um,
how
so
would you prove that?
Well, the easy way to do it would be if he wasn't being smart enough to change his IP each time he played a team. That would be the easy way to catch somebody doing
That's
that.
if. Okay, big if.
Um, I don't know. And then I'm not an IP a security expert. That's not my field of expertise, so I can't tell you the other ways they could catch somebody from submitting teams to a multiple thing here. But I'd imagine there's some other ways that they can catch on to that.
Yeah, I just think
Um,
it's
Also, though, I mean, I don't think you'd have to worry about Altums or any of the Mondroids or any of those big guys doing it because they're so well known. It's also pretty well known what accounts they play. So if all of those accounts were in here, then I think that it would raise a lot of flags immediately for those accounts to be scrutinized. But there could be some unknown scholars that are pretty good at the game that are going to be running a few accounts for sure.
but then that
Um,
will
Well, Paul
put the people
is
that
saying that you have to run your own account and only play your own account. So
yeah, that's what they're
maybe
saying
we'll
right
see
here.
some DQs. I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah, but well, I mean that means that those people kind of like are left out of the tournament because they're like, yeah, if you play, then we might put him in trouble because know that he's playing our account, so now we cannot play it in the tournament because it might be leading to raising flags or whatever.
Well, I think if they're going to put this in the teams of service, they terms of service, they've got to have checks and balances in place to back it up, right? I mean, I don't think Vet V. We've spoken with them, pretty extensively. He does his own show with Neil, and he's visited with Aftersound a lot. He's well known. He's an OG Mav. I don't think he would jeopardize either his own account or Ultims. So I don't know. I get the feeling that at least some of these bigger
Yeah,
guys are going to be.
he's not even in the tournament.
Oh,
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
is
that
that
might,
scrolling through the whole 600 people?
I would assume so.
Hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't think that they would. Any of those guys would risk it.
That's why I said I think the guys who are kind of famous for it probably aren't going to risk it. It's the unknown ones that you'd have to maybe be worrying about trying something. Aaron's bringing up an interesting issue for him. More about just that he feels like it's an issue getting the rebellion cards. because there's a lot of game changers. He's running a decent amount of mage wagons, but he's hardly getting anything from the airdrops. Just really quickly, just to touch on this, how do you guys feel about the conflict system and the drops we're getting and the overall design of it? Because as it's going, I'm getting a little bit frustrated with it.
I think it's all fair.
Because it's definitely pushing you to buy more than you need to play. It's if you want to get max levels of the cards. And it's
Not necessarily. You can just buy the extra copies of the mark.
well, yes, you can just buy the extra copies off the market. I understand that. But it is I don't know. It just feel like it's a little bit of it's been disappointing for me so far. Maybe just the RNG on it's been bad for me.
Well,
And so
my
that's
RNG
what
was
it feels
terrible.
like. So
I was always getting just the minimums. Just I think Venka, I got one gold foil and that's it. The rest is all minimum. But that's
yeah,
how much.
I've
put
got
four.
no gold foils yet, so it's probably why I'm a little extra salty. But but at the same time, it's I don't know. It just to me it hasn't been great. I don't know if I love it in the way it works right now because I don't love the demand to have to carry so much extra to get max copies. While at the same time,
Because
it
before it was
hasn't.
not the because before it wasn't 10 times worse.
Um,
When you
no,
have
you're
to
right. You're right. It might be better than it was before. But how are you feeling
Oh, I
about
think
it,
it's
Jangles?
I think it's definitely it's a huge improvement. I would like to see so I've gotten to my rebellion deck to a point where I'm missing the last level of whatever the Moxian Rebel. That's the only card that I'm missing, and I'm qualifying for just over a gold level of Cryptic. Uh, so I'll have to go to the market for four BCX, 3 BCX, something like that. And obviously, if they continue to bump it up by 25 each time, the last 2 or 3 summoners, I'll be going to the market for probably half the required BCX.
Oh, look, I'm gonna
I don't
get
know.
a chance
I think it's a
live.
yeah.
Go,
I
go.
think it's a big improvement. I think it could be done better. I
Come
don't
on.
like the idea that we've got to continue to add to our bags and kind of
I don't know.
artificially inflate the sales. But
I think there is no comparison at all whatsoever. I think it was done way better. And is it perfect? I
yeah,
don't know, but it works quite
it is
fine.
better. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it is a better system. I guess I'm just being a little salty, and I'd probably be less salty if I had gotten some luck. But when I look at all my normals, normal,
it's okay.
normal.
It's okay. According to my friend Vozena, in order for a baby to be fed, it has to cry.
Though
You cry and
am I being salty
maybe
for the wrong
maybe
reason
the
here?
RNG, maybe
Because
the RNG
what
here
was the
you feed you.
guarantee here? Because did I beat my guarantee? I might have.
Divide by 300.
Oh yeah, so I beat it by 1, and I guess
Two,
2,
man.
but I was so close to 8.
Well, still,
So
that wouldn't help you.
It rounds down, bud.
yeah. Well,
You
check that out. I'll
you were
just
13
be,
chances shy of an extra BCX.
I'll
Steve. You
just
would
be
have been
quiet
better off.
because I guess I don't get golds, but I get extra normals. So.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you should just be quiet, Steve.
but again, you should cry so the RNG feeds you. You know?
Yes, I need to cry more so the RNG helps me out.
Yeah.
Tails did kind of agree that there could be some battle helping her, and Aaron is stating that he knows that they're cheating, so that's interesting.
No. Tails was commenting on the spreadsheeting, I think.
Oh, battle helperverse definitely a possibility, very possible. I think you're probably right.
I think so. Yeah.
We got a Jagged
I don't know
is
if
here.
man
So
if
hello,
if
he's saying yo to you.
yo, what's up, Jake? Man, I hope that we haven't heard from Siler in a little bit. I hope that he's got some.
Yeah, I would
You know,
like. I thought on your show it seemed like he said they were going to be doing something. relatively soon that like what he had built was going to be done, and I expected there to be some kind of announcement when they did the first like, hey, we can catch you now, and we banned a couple accounts or something. But
yeah.
maybe they're just keeping that on the down low. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it. What do you guys think? Is it beneficial to call out the accounts that are actively getting banned
Of course.
Well, yeah. I mean, I
They
used to
should
like
put
the
from the
idea.
team?
they should put their
from
heads
the team
on a pole with like with the
I,
bat,
I think there should
line
be
going
in the
down.
Discord. There should be a list of the accounts that were found cheating,
Wall of
and
shame.
you should just be able to go through it. Yeah, wall of shame. Definitely. If they caught you using an electronic battle helper, then absolutely you're not supposed to be doing that. We've at this point, yeah, I'd have no problem with you being called out
And
publicly. You're in your account
there should be
being
one
known.
rules.
So
There should be one rules with a bell saying like shame, shame.
Well,
yeah.
we've got the prefix titles, man. How cool would it be if a prefix title was the
Shame, loser.
the L, a giant L, yeah, and you lose 5% of your rewards or something.
Nah, that's too light punishment.
Oh, you're already relegated out of modern.
Yeah, Tails likes the idea of the wall of shame too. He agrees that if you get caught, you should be out there and
Of
on
course.
on the thing. So, and
And they
you were
should be,
also correct. He was talking about spreadsheet usage.
and they
Um,
should be called out in every town hall. The new addition to the wall of shame, just to make
and
sure people don't miss it.
Paul Taylor chimed in with a be quiet, Steve. You're not supposed to get a max copy unless you bought a ton of packs. And then I added the be quiet to me, but and then extreme congratulations. He's been getting luckily in the rebellion ones. And Paul says Skylar isn't the one catching battle help, is the one catching them. He
If
isn't.
Ghost BG was here,
I
he
don't-
would again. It's Skylar, not Skylar.
Oh. But he
I
says
don't
he's
think
creating
Siler
the
is the one
tools.
catching battle helpers. I think he's creating the tools. I think it's both. You know, from
Yeah,
our episode, it sounded like he was creating the tools and actively looking for these accounts.
Yeah, they
I
say
mean, that was my interpretation.
yeah, because it cannot be automated. Somebody have to look into it to actually catch somebody using a battle helper. And what better person than the one making the battle helper?
and
Supposedly.
little shout out to the guys on Twitch. I am watching that chat, but only I always forget how I should pronounce this, but because it's Elv8 the Pro. I usually say Evil8 the
Elevate,
Pro.
elevate the pro. Elevate, like elevate.
Oh no, not everyone who beats me is botting, but there was only one time where I got my butt kicked in the game, and it was when the battle helper was out and I wasn't using it. And then I went and started using it, and it proved to me a lot of those accounts were using it because all of a sudden we drew a lot.
Then you can
So
see when the battle helper suggests a team, and then you see that same team on the opposite side. It's clear
yeah, it was very
somebody
clear
using
that
the
all
battle
the top
helper.
players were using it back when I started using it, and it was quite frustrating once I realized they were, because I realized I was hitting my head against the wall while they were pressing a little button going, show me the best team.
Yeah, and when you see people that you've never heard before coming up with lineups that makes zero sense but are so perfectly aligned with what's happening that as if somebody was predicting the whole game in advance, yeah, it's kind of clear that that person just feel that what
But
was
yeah, I mean, people are going to do it because, like, even me getting 22 SPS a win, I mean, if you were able to win at a high clip, that's a couple bucks. And I know that a couple bucks goes a lot further in a lot of different places. And it's even enough to me to be able to go like, hey, I made like $3 playing today. That's kind of cool.
that's
You know, if
my
I did
cost.
that every day for a week, that's like a $20 bill in my pocket. So,
No, that's
um,
7 coffees.
yeah. Yeah, so I understand why there would be cheating. Anytime you have a chance to get financial rewards, people are going to bend rules. They're going to play in gray areas. They're going to cheat, and people are going to create tools for them to do those things. So That's why you need somebody like Skylar trying to catch them, because it's going to happen.
Silo.
But I'll throw up the guy, the Jags comment calling me and anyone who beats me is botting. So
It's Silo.
Steve, I think once upon a time you came at me asking me if I was using Battle Helper after I beat you.
Did I? I might have. I'd have to go check the logs, but I believe it. But at that time, a lot of people were using Battle Helpers, so.
Steve,
No, I think this was post Battle Helper.
Shall I kick
Lockdown.
Bichengos from the stream?
I can't. I'd have to go find that message to see if it was serious or not. It doesn't ring a bell. It might have been me messing with you a little bit too, but I'd have to see the.
On.
I think it'd have to be. There'd have to be a context there.
Maybe he was meaning to text me, man. Maybe it wasn't pointed towards you.
No. I don't run into you in the battlefield. You don't play in modern. I don't really run into you that much, Bajingles, anymore, because I think you've like moved a step above me in the rankings, or we just play at way different times. Because I don't think I've battled you in quite a long time.
It's been a long time. We used to run into each other regularly. Yeah, I think it's just
we did.
scheduling stuff for the most part.
Yeah.
Yep.
The chat is saying that you play like a bot. That's why. So.
Shoot, man, I wish if I was playing like a bot, I'd be a lot closer to that 8,000 rating.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, I mean it is.
I wish.
Serious. Oh, we have a serious. Oh, that's good.
Oh, a serious question.
Yeah.
Have you guys been DCAing into SPS at these prices? Let's be honest. Any profit made from this game in future revolves around the SPS price. I've been meaning to DCA in. My real problem right now is I feel like we're at the top, the beginning of this bull market. And I feel like this number is still going to go down for a little bit. And ETH and Bitcoin are still going to go up for a little bit. So I'm not ready to pull that trigger to swap some of my Ethereum and Bitcoin into SPS at this point. But
you
I'm
think
not
we hit
selling.
a penny, Steve?
Yeah, I think we could hit a penny or slightly under a penny. I do think that this bot ban proposal, once it goes into place, is going to lead to some dumping.
What? They don't have SPS.
Well, they have some.
No, they rent.
Do they all rent? You think that none of them have a stack?
Why would they?
We'll see. But I just think it's going to be one of those things where people are going to be selling SPS to chase those gains in other coins right now. And so it might go down a little bit more in the foreseeable future. Mostly because do we have anything big coming out to push SPS right now? Maybe this wild change is it, but
it's not with the bot farms, but players that are quitting the game because they don't want to pay 2,000 TC to play in wild. They might drop their SPS, and it will still take a month for that to be felt because they need to unstake.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but you guys have any estimate on? And I don't think I've seen any numbers, but Matt called out 75,000 unique accounts completing more than 50 battles a season, which is not a huge number. That's 2 battles a day, or I guess 4 battles a day, right? To hit 50 in a season. But do you guys have any estimate on what we'll see once this new wild permit is put into place?
I would say wild probably 5,000 people tops.
Yeah,
but the accounts, you think we'll drop from 75,000 to 5,000?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
I agree.
It won't be just bots stopping the production. It won't be just people quitting the game, but it will be people moving to modern as well.
So all these accounts that are ready to quit, what do you think happens? Do they burn their soulbound collections for glint, buy titles, and then we see a flood of titles on the market?
They probably don't have good enough soul.
Plan?
I don't think they'll have enough glint, but from doing that, because most of them are playing with lower level cards, so they don't probably have huge collections of extra soulbound.
And wasn't even collecting glint as well, because I mean probably they were spending it to get something valuable.
I mean, maybe a small amount of titles will hit the market, but I wouldn't imagine a lot. I wouldn't think
Plus,
flood.
you cannot transfer glint, so it's just whatever that particular account has made.
But yeah, but I had meant to start buying at this price, and the other thing that's been slowing me down, has been I don't know, my normal ways of getting money into the game don't work anymore. So I have to find a new way to get money into the game that I am willing to use.
What does that mean?
Like I'm like
What happened to
my
your?
I
were
don't
you
know
doing
how to get
before?
money into BNB anymore. So
Why
because
BNB?
Binance US became a crypto only exchange, so you can't deposit fiat into there.
Why, first of all, why BNB, and second of all, you can use.
Well, because if you're buying DEC on ETH, you're usually paying a premium and paying gas fees to get it into the ecosystem. So I prefer to buy, and the bigger SPS pool is over on Binance.
Prefer, but it's not the only way. What I'm saying is
Well,
like
yeah, I know, but that's one of the things that's been slowing me down lately. Because if I only want to bring in, say, like $100 to put into SPS, I'm like, if I do it the ETH way, I'm gonna lose like $30, $40 possibly, depending on the swap fee and the transfer in through TerraCore. So I needed to like actually spend some time researching how to get that money from like a deposit from Coinbase to Binance, and it's not easy. There's not a simple way. You can't.
Coinbase, Solana, Easy Swap, Hive. There you go.
Yeah, you can do Coinbase to Solana. You can buy Hive from Solana.
Yeah, on Easy Swap you can swap it.
Easy swap.
What I've done in the past, Steve,
Yeah.
is Coinbase, and I entered Hive with or I entered Hive Engine with Litecoin. So I transferred
Litecoin,
bought
yeah,
Litecoin
yeah.
on Coinbase.
You know what? I haven't
That-
looked at the Tribal Dex coins that are not too
But it
much
still-
of a
it still
discount when
takes-
selling.
Takes a lot of
Litecoin's
time
pretty
to
good?
get. Well, it still takes some time to get your Litecoin swipe to Hive. Because I don't think it used to be very well done purchasing DEC in the game with crypto, but then they started using something else, and it uses like it has big margin, like big fees. So I stopped using that. So it just Litecoin to swap Hive. I mean Litecoin to swap Litecoin, then swap Hive, and then from there in the game.
Yeah,
Interesting.
extreme players suggesting Litecoin as well. Cheapest
Yeah, it
fees.
has the cheapest fees. Yeah, just
Yeah, they all seem to be doing Litecoin. See, I just hadn't done the research on how to do it because I used to just put money into Binance US. I had my bank account, so I put like $100 there, and you could send. You used to be able to send things directly to the Binance Smart Chain. So I would just do USDC. I would just buy BUSD there, and then send it to Binance, and then buy my stuff and then bring it in. But they got all super sued by the United States, so now they're a crypto only exchange. So you have to deposit crypto into Binance US if they're even if they're even still working. I have to. They might have shut down completely now, so I have to check that out as well.
so funds are no longer Safu.
No, your funds were Safu. You were able to withdraw. You just couldn't put. It was an interesting change to an exchange. You were not allowed to put money in from your bank. Only you could only do cryptos in. So
Yeah, well, it might be simple swap. I think it was easy swap, but yeah, simple, like something like that. There is
Yeah, you got another option.
yeah,
there from
Simple Swap
Christopher Charles.
has fees too, though. I'd have to double check on them if their fees are competitive. I was thinking, does Polygon have a way to get to Binance? I don't know. Because you can go directly from Coinbase to Polygon. And I do have a little Polygon wallet, so maybe that's something I could look into. But yeah, that's been slowing me down because every time I think about it, I go, "How am I going to get $100 into SPS?" And I go, forget it.
So you want to say that Coinbase doesn't have BNB?
Last time I checked, you couldn't move USDC to BNB. If they have actual, maybe you're right. Maybe you can buy actual BNB there.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. I mean, BNB is kind of like, I think, on every exchange. I mean, I haven't checked, but
No,
guess
you might not be able to though, because it's literally a competitor, right? Is
competitor
BNB
to
on
what if they cannot accept
Coinbase?
money now? Competitor to what?
Nope. Yeah, it's not. As of 2024, BNB is not available for trading on Coinbase.
Also, because they got scared of the lawsuit and they remove it.
I guess
Okay.
so. Yeah. So.
Do you guys see the on a similar note, the sushi bonds went live that Clay's been
Oh,
working on?
yeah, but I don't even. I don't know what those are yet. Do you understand them enough to go over it?
He doesn't because
I can.
he asked
That's
for
why I'm asking you.
but yeah, no, none of us know, so we should probably get some competent opinion sometime. But today is not that day. I just
Yeah, I have no
also
idea
tried.
even what a sushi bond is.
Yeah, I tried to read. Just they lost me in the first couple of sentences, so I have no clue, and I'm sure you guys have no clue either. So
Yeah, I'll try to
somebody in
go
the
through
chat,
that to have some idea on it next time. And if I
maybe
figure out a
somebody,
way this week to buy some BNB, some SBS, I'll let you guys know on Twitter.
maybe
If I
somebody
spend
in the
some time
chat
doing
may
that.
know. And
But a
and
lot
like
of people are saying simple swap. There, the Fizz is asking about a coin route thing from Jarvie. Does Peak Monsters have a way to get money in?
I don't know what that is.
I
That's
don't know what
news to
that is
me.
either, Jarvie. I mean, the Fizz. I
new
call him
pair,
Jarvie.
new pair, loud of is Jerry.
Coin and
I
Extreme
don't
Player
see
says
anything on
Coinbase has
Peak
BNB,
Monsters.
but I just Googled it and it said Coinbase didn't have it anymore. So I don't know who's right. He could be right. I'd have to
Oh,
look into
Oh,
my
he's
coins.
saying
making
you can only use BNB if you own
yeah,
BNB already.
he's
Yeah.
making amendment to his statement.
Oh, my chat. Oh, you know what? Let me go to live chat. Maybe
How
we
do
have
I?
enough people talking. Yep. No, okay. Now it showed up for me. Maybe my chat was just lagged. Um, does he have a link to
Yeah,
it
I'm
in
looking
here
on Peak
somewhere?
Monsters. I don't see anything around.
Just ask, he will tell you. Ask the fish to explain.
The Fizz. Do you know what's up?
Tails is offering to help
Oh,
you out
okay.
there,
Oh, yeah,
Taylor.
Tails. If you've got a way to do it, that would be helpful because I just do not like losing multiple percents of my DCAing into the coin. You know, because if you're only bringing over small amounts, you just can't use Ethereum. It doesn't make any sense. I only buy it on Ethereum when I'm at least doing like $1,000 worth of coins.
Defiz says token routes. I don't know what that
So
is.
Google token routes.
Well, I guess it's through. So if it's from Jarvie, I would guess it's available on either Peak Monsters or Peak D or I don't know.
Well, he needs to work on his SEO because he doesn't come up when you search token routes. You're right. It could be a Peak D thing. Maybe it's in your Peak D wallet.
Oh, there you go. Google Peak D token routes. That's number one hit.
Okay. Well, then if it's on Google,
Well,
is it in my wallet here? Other services? Hive SPI units. Games. Exchange service.
here, Steve, I'll toss something in the chat from the Peak D post.
Oh, okay. Go to the chat if you've already found it. Oh, Hive Hub dev routes from HBD to Hive, though. Oh, here we
If you
go.
want to buy Splinterlands tokens or sell them, we suggest you try Token Routes, which is an open source tool created by the Peak D team.
Okay, so chains. BSC. Okay, but we want to go from BSC to Hive Engine. Can you buy SPS here?
It wouldn't be a swap, right?
No. So you'd buy Hive. Um, okay, yeah. This is interesting, though. Does it have a base, I wonder? No.
Are you yeah, what's your take on parallel? Are you still ignoring it?
Yeah.
Angry?
I'm
Disgruntled?
no, I'm still disgruntled. I mean, how many weeks ago did I say when the hell are they going to sell us the new cards? And they still haven't. They did do an update to the game today, and they did unbreak some of the broken cards for Planetfall, so that's kind of interesting. Tails did help me make a new deck. He's a great friend for Parallel for me that made it so I could win again. But I'm stuck in gold. I can't play in Diamond anymore, so my rewards are going down. I'm not earning as much as I was before. So, I mean, woe is me. I didn't buy the new cards in October of last year when I wasn't playing the game. That's the how I get criticized when I talked about it in their Discord. Why didn't you buy them last October? Well, I wasn't here yet. So,
Well, silly you, Steve.
yeah, and so you still can't buy them. I still say it's one of the more shady things I've seen a team do, because it's making the cards a lot more expensive on the secondary markets, because you can't. It'd be like if Rebellion got like
Are you talking about parallel?
released for like a month and a half to only the guys with over 1 million SPS. I mean, how would people feel about that? As they
Is
just
he
crushed
talking
you
about
in Champion with the new cards and you
Parallel?
couldn't buy them. Well, he asked me about Parallel. Okay, you walked away.
Mute.
He
I'll
tried to
mute
get
you.
it in. He tried to
See,
get
I
it in
muted
while
you
you were
now.
gone. So
Baby was flexing the power, man.
I didn't even know I'm able to. I was just like
well,
probably
I
people
made
do.
you co-host tonight. And now I'll never do that again.
You
But
have
I mean,
ruined
I do
your
know.
privilege, baby.
I,
I hope you found great satisfaction with that. I think you did. I think it was worth it.
yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
just
Tails
I
is
really
mentioning the secret, I guess, right now to doing it, because I did play a whole season with a battle pass, so I have some ghost card parallel cards, the Planetfall cards that I could use to buff up my deck and then make it up to diamond, then switch to the actual deck that uses real cards that could earn and try to get some wins. Again, though, you have to do all these weird things over there.
yeah, I was
Um,
planning to talk about that as well. They mentioned it already. It's okay.
the Illuvium beta is up and Tails is playing it.
Yeah,
He's
open
found
beta.
some free Alluvials. Again, I'm just not getting into that one because I don't got time for another game like that. It's
No,
a
you
full
don't.
time
Yeah,
game, and
yeah.
I'm playing Parallel. I'm playing Splinterlands. I'm playing um, Big Time. I'm an ambassador for Big Time, so they're paying me for streaming every once in a while, and I get money when people join with my link. I don't have that kind of setup for Illuvium. I know they were doing that, but I didn't get signed up for it. And the interesting thing about the Big Time
No, it's
open
open
loot.
beta. It's open
No,
beta now.
I know, but I'm just saying they do have a referral program where you can earn for streaming. But the open loot stuff, even though
Yeah,
I'm a
I
big
told
time
you about that.
ambassador, I'm technically an open loot ambassador, and they have 3 more games coming out with their official launches soon on that platform. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of other stuff they can get me into, and then I mean between those 3 games, I don't really have time for a lot more. Um,
Well,
Are you doing anything else, Bojangles? You only usually talk about Splinterlands. Are you in any other into the other games besides the Hive ones?
I don't have a whole lot of time, man. I've told you guys I've got a scholar that plays 40-50% of my rank stuff. I do my brawls, I do some of the tournaments. Work has just been crazy. I've been absolutely consumed with that stuff. I was after we had Tails on. I guess it was about a month ago, 5 weeks ago at this point. I was strongly considering the move to parallel, and quickly on the heels of that, you shared your very negative experience. I would have had to buy a new PC or find a solution to play Windows stuff and download the
You
parallel
could have,
software.
you could have asked me 2 months ago, and I would have told you stay away.
Well, no. Okay, wait. I do have to tell you the good part though. I've earned 9 parallel tokens. They're worth about $20 a token. That's $180, and my investment was $150. So
Okay, well done.
that's the good. The bad is that the game is just frustrating to play, and they're doing weird things. It feels like there's some smoke and mirrors within their ecosystem. That's the only thing that scares me. There doesn't seem to be enough
Right,
players for
right.
this token to be a $20 token. They're doing an airdrop on top of this token of some kind of other token. They say they're building a another like open source world project that is
Yeah,
front.
right.
Here's the thing. What it reminds me a little bit of is Gala. Like I was playing Townstar back in the day, and I was making, $7,000-8,000 a day playing that game because I had some rare stuff.
You were
And
doing the same
I
thing
sold
for
a
land?
lot of it. I should have sold all of it. So that's what worries me about Parallel is that they have these big announcements, they have these big plans, they have these big things, but there might only be like 4,000 people playing it, 5,000 people playing it, because when I got knocked way the hell down to silver, like it's
Rebel will
really
definitely
low,
not.
I was still at like rank 3,000. So I was like, that's wild. Like, how am I still like this high in the rankings when I'm like in the bottom rung of this? I thought there had to be, tens of thousands or 20,000 people playing this game. There's not. So things feel out of place. But maybe I'm just underestimating the fact that it's on ETH. ETH whales do silly things. They make broken money doing these silly things sometimes, and it's got that on it. Plus, it's on Base. Base is kind of hot right now. It has that integration going for it, and it the other thing though, I mean, it's weird. It's a weird ecosystem. Because the other thing is, you might get your butt kicked all day by guys who are playing Web 2 version of the game, which is kind of funny. Because if you're willing to play Web 2 and not make any money, you can get the free ghost cards for the new set and just make these awesome decks. and Tails has mentioned to me he's seen these streamers who just stream the game and they play nothing but Web 2 and they buy these fake cards. So that's interesting.
Buy fake cards?
Yeah, because you can buy fake card packs. I mean, you get the real card and you can use it to really win, but it can't earn. And the earning is ridiculous if you use even one card that is a ghost card. So if you use one card that you don't own the real NFT for, like right now when I win a match, I win 0.025 if I put one card in. Like one of those fake Planet Ball cards as I have, add an extra 0 and make it a 1. So now instead of 0.02, it's 0.001 that you earn when you play. It's like a 98% drop in earnings from using one fake card. It's insane. These are the things that like are weird, but if I'm willing to put
Pushes
in an
you to buy cards.
It does push you to buy cards, and that's what I finally did when they released the starter decks, and I bought them, and I was able to win with those decks and be competitive for quite a while. Then they released the new set, and I'm not allowed to buy the packs. I can only buy the cards off the secondary market, and I don't want to buy the cards off the secondary market until the packs are for sale, so I know those are the real prices. And not the prices of this limited release, this limited quantity. Because there's like a common card that's pretty good for one of the teams I like to play, and it's selling for like $50, which is wild because it's just a common card. And so it doesn't make any sense. So,
on that note, you can tell me that you have made 180 after you put 150 when you withdraw that 180, because they might be 180 now. In 1 month, they might be 18 cents. Just saying.
Well, I've already withdrew 100 of it. I'm only holding on to it because it's only 6. I've withdrawn about 5 tokens, 5 and change, because you only get paid out once a month. I was surprised when I got my payout; it didn't dump, and I do think people are holding it, expecting this airdrop of the other coin. I might turn some of it into profit soon, but if it's gonna run, like, it's such a small investment that while Townstar was fake as hell, it got to a point where I was making 6K a day. So if Parallel wants to be stupid and somehow gets their coin to be worth $100 or $200 worth of coin, I might as well hold my 6 coins and cash them out then, as opposed to cash them out now for 20. So that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, and here you go here, and it was throwing the gauntlet from Tails, who is going to be crying in 2025. So we're going to now, your witnesses in 2025 will compare our manhoods when it comes to that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. I'm missing tech chat here. Oh, thank you for being on there so much, Brazen and Techie.
What, have you guys been keeping an eye on or read through the proposal from Crypto Eater, the update to Bulldog's affiliate program? Is that something that you think is going to incentivize you, Steve, to start streaming gameplay of Splinterlands a little bit more, and you, Bebe?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, quick question to the crowd. Would you guys come to watch us just play the game? The only reason I wonder is because you do kind of a star-studded battle royale, where you have multiple big names show up, and I feel like that those are not viewed that much. And that's with like a panel of us, so I don't know if if people really want to watch us play. It does incentivize me a little bit. An affiliate, I mean, would I be streaming big time all the time if I didn't have a good affiliate program? No. So yeah, it should incentivize me to do it a little bit. I do play every day, but I usually play on my phone. So to change it to a game I play on my computer and stream is different.
Well, I mean, I would also say you have a much bigger following on YouTube. You have an existence on Twitch. We've done 6, 7 battle royales in 3 months, 4 months. So it's not like a super regular thing.
That's true.
I don't know. I feel like you've got consistency and a following.
Maybe. I mean, do you guys? I guess do the does the chat want to see that?
You just got a subscription on Twitch, man.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my brother. I made my brother friends, Chris, that he subscribed with his Prime. That's my first ever subscription. He's a friend of mine too from back when I was younger.
Where's the bubbles, bro?
He joined me in Parallel the other night. My Twitch channel is like so bad. I need to work on it so bad, and since he subscribed, I'll go work on it. Because
Bebe's doing the subscriber dance for you, man.
Yeah, I don't have a bubble machine like Joaquin Keys. So
and I have nothing like it. It doesn't affect me in any way, but because I'm a good friend, I'll do the Joaquin Keys dance.
Yeah. Man, I miss that duo. It's a bummer that they don't do their show anymore, and that all just died away. I know Gank's still around because I think I see him get called out in Mav Chat occasionally, and it's kind of a bummer how many people we've lost over the past year and a half in the community. It's been nice to see Aftersound kind of come back with some new ideas and some new content. His reading content, comment stuff has been making a lot of that stuff, and we'll see.
I think those comment videos are fun, man. He's had a couple of haters, which I think for all intents and purposes, Aftersound might be the most objective person that is producing content at this point.
Did you see the one where he got super mad at that hater? That was a great one.
He
went off on that guy. was pretty
I'm
funny.
nothing against that, but I just think like we should give props where props are due. It's infidels. He was the one that started it. It's his forte.
Well, it's a different version of the same thing.
Okay,
He takes
different version of the
he
same
takes
thing. It's
two
the
to
same thing.
three he takes 2 to 3 good comments and makes like a 20-minute video. After Sound just reads every single comment. Like he's in his YouTube where you can see all the comments that have been made on all your videos. And sometimes it's a little weird because since he's sorting them by date, they'll be from different videos.
Yeah.
So the structure of it can be a little weird sometimes because you'll have a lot of comments about a new video and then all of a sudden a comment about an old video sneaks in. So it's a much different feel, but since he's just reading every single comment, regardless of what it
And
is,
again, I like
it's kind of fun, interesting.
I haven't come up on any infidel video lately in my.
Yeah, he hasn't been showing up on mine,
he's
but
got an
that's because
adopted- he's got an adopted
yeah.
baby
Did you see
boy.
that? He just adopted a son, and he said he would be offline for a little while because he's going to focus on getting that kid, comfortable with the family and everything.
I mean, good for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, that was really good news. It does suck for us because we're going to miss that content, but it's good for him to do that, and it was a big step. So,
Yeah, congratulations, Infidel. Very cool, man.
Yep. I mean, not that he's watching us, but yeah, still sad.
oh yeah, actually, I got it wrong. It was my brother who subscribed to me, and my brother's friend, who is a friend of mine too, C Magic. One of them goes by C Money, the other one goes by C Magic. You want to talk about you two getting me confused?
Well, you just confused your brother with somebody else. I think Bebe and I will have to give you a pass on ever
Yeah, I
calling
mean,
me
yeah.
Bebe and him DJ.
Obvious names are not your thing, man. So, Claiborne.
Well, the problem is
Skyler,
it's alternate names. Yeah, I'm even done with that. but
Aaron is saying Infidel is the preacher Sunday sermon of Splinterlands. I feel like
Yeah.
that's pretty accurate.
yeah, he's definitely he's bullet.
preaching knives
He's
in real life,
he's
so.
closer to Bebe in the perma bull category for the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
Yeah.
it's good to see
speak-
that. So
We speak the same
he's
language.
also one of the nicest guys ever. I spent probably the most time with him at him and that group when we were at Splinterfest. So it was a good experience. So
Did you guys post? I mean, not Django. You were not at Splinterfest, right?
No.
Did you still post any of the pictures in the picture contest from Splinterfest?
I saw your I meant to bring it up. Your
Auric.
Ulrich, yes.
Yeah.
How had that picture never made airwaves before, man? I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, I mean, it was posted here and there in Discord, but yeah. It's
Yeah,
just one of my Auric pictures.
You
The,
gotta pull that up, Steve. Let's see if I can
yeah,
find it.
yeah,
real quick,
yeah.
and
See
I'll
if you
send
can
it to
find
you.
it. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't post a lot of pictures from Splinterfest because I didn't take as many. I did a little bit on Twitter when it was happening. Like when they were doing the announcements, I took a few posts and pictures and like live tweeted them and things like that. But yeah, if
And
you
Walkie
find
Keys
it-
was doing all the live stream stuff.
yeah, he was doing straight live streams. I was kind of just more being just watching the stuff, being a fan. I played in the tournament. I got 17th. I got 17th and 17th place. I was bubble boy on both, but then there was some interesting thing happened that moved me into the top 16 for modern because there was a DQ.
Somebody got DQ'd?
Yeah, they didn't make big waves, but one of the people, when they found out that I was a bubble boy, they felt bad for doing what they had done because they had a friend play their battles, and they were 16.
I just sent you the I just sent you the tweet. We can see our buddy Bebe
I'll bring it up.
as Ulrich.
Yeah, there's baby.
Yeah.
And look, there's Agrod. I got a good picture with him. I missed the free waffle breakfast he did. We were at that restaurant, but a couple tables away, so he didn't buy me waffles, but he bought some other people waffles. So that was kind of funny. It was a good experience. I do still like having the my high roller badge. That one's still kind of fun to roll around with in the game, even if not sure I'm still a high roller. It's kind of a fun one.
The high roller. That's a legendary one, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the one you only got this if you bought a VIP ticket, and I feel like there's only around 20 of them.
I send you a better one, Stevie, on Discord. That where actually the magic is the water magic is visible.
Okay, let me get my Discord up. So here he is coming in, and maybe let me see if I can save it to my desktop and make it a little bit.
Oh, Ulrich wearing moccasins. Look at that.
Yes, of course. Those were the days.
Nice, man. I think you must have been the only one that did some costume, huh?
No. There were a few
several
others.
of us.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Captain Dingus was a pirate.
Yeah, there was that, and then there were definitely a couple different people who were dressed up in costume, and then I got to see the.
We had this guy, the 4-mana neutral promo card.
The Dr. Blight was there.
Dr. Blight, yeah.
Yeah, he was there, and wasn't Aggie Dr. Blight for a little while?
He was on stream when he was.
Oh, okay, when he was on.
presenting.
Yeah, he did that on stream. He didn't do it there.
Yeah.
And I got to see the guy with the Llama-cron tattoos.
Yeah.
So that he was there and he was showing those
Silence.
off. So I got to see those in person. So that was kind of cool. It was also kind of funny because the Asian players came, but they were so different than the rest of the crowd, and they kept to themselves. But then they did pretty well in the tournament, so it was good to have all of them there. And they came from far away, so that was pretty cool to see those players there.
But do
The
you
Japan crew?
see the water magic?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I will be right back. I've got a delivery here. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Oh,
Oh, it was P Silence who was Dr. Blight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Silence, yeah. It's silence.
I know. The P is capitalized though. It makes me want to say it.
Okay. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
my Steve had to say that you're a level 70 mage right there, frost mage. He's going back to the days of WoW there.
Wow,
With
yeah.
that, but who he was actually trying to be was a card I never actually owned. Is there any for sale, I wonder?
Well, now I have an alpha version of that card. I mean, not max level, but good level, thanks to my friend who was in.
Why is
Wild.
Oh, because I got to go to market. I just said I don't have one. Their beta. Here he is.
No, no, that's not it. It's a little bit up in the corner. A little bit up in the corner.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're being Alric. I'm so dumb. Why did I think it was Valamor?
It's in the right corner, Steve.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Let's go to his lore image. There we go. That's who he was dressing up as. He definitely
got the
had
loafers
his.
too.
Yeah, Ulrich definitely had his days of "I am the best there is around."
And it's still my
most
favorite
people.
card to this day. So
Yeah, then Chaos Legion came out and they just decided to make the green team the Magic team, and we were all like, "What the hell?" We were so used to Blue just dominating with magic, and then they just took it all away. Now Blue is the sneak team. It's weird, but
The opportunity.
yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah, that's the only water team I've ever known is the like the high octane melee squad.
Yeah, between Valimor and Ulrich and Ruler of the Sea and some of the crazy mages they had in Untamed and Beta,
the spirit, whatever was.
yeah, it was just it was on another level sometimes.
Most of the time.
Yeah, they were
There was a moment in time where, like, especially with the Kraken at front, and then you have all those guys with not only giving you a lot of magic damage but also speed, and then you have at the back you have the 10 mana guy with
Phantom of the Abyss.
with the avoidance. What was it, like, with the dodge and blind from the spirits, whatever, minor.
Oh yeah.
It was like they cannot touch you anywhere.
Yeah, Extreme. I remember Ashley. She was a streamer for a while. She did mostly like new player stuff and things like that, and then she was more connected because she did more of the bronze and silver streaming. With that,
She's still around?
So, I don't think so.
At least not.
She's gone. Luke was another streamer that was around back then, and then he still streams, but not so much about Splinterlands.
Who remembers Luthien?
Oh, Luthien, yeah, I definitely remember Luthien being around.
Who remembers Clav?
Well, Clove is still around a tiny bit, but not really. But she's still in the Hive community a tiny bit.
She still streams. She's got a. If you look at the tournament list, she's got a tournament.
Yeah, she does have a tournament that she streams. That's right.
Oh,
and I think she still does giveaways and stuff.
Techie had saying he had a chat with Luke on the other game night. What other game night? Chat Luke on the other game night. What other game night do you mean, Techie? I've been meaning to check out what Luke's streaming about nowadays. He was always a good streamer.
I think he was making a game.
Is that what he's doing?
Well, he signed up for coding class, and then he was studying coding.
Oh, okay.
He started doing a project of his.
Champions Ascension. Okay, that's what he's covering now. Champions Ascension. Is that the Gala one? The little Gala. I think that's one of the Gala games.
Nope,
I was wrong.
Champions.io.
Let's take a look.
Epic Games.
Oh.
Prime Gaming.
Well, I don't want to sign up for an email. I just wanted to look at the game for a second.
The game is in alpha.
Interesting. Oh, it's on Polygon. Yeah, I have my nightmare stories with Polygon. I still have my wallet over there, but
Epic. They don't. I mean, Teki, are you sure it's Polygon? It's not Immutable X? Because Epic Games, like Illuvium, was through Epic Games, and it was on Immutable. So I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I think Epic Games still with Immutable rather than Polygon. But
no, he does say it's Polygon chain. Huh?
I might be.
Jeffrey Jones says that it's not that good of a game. Interesting. I haven't heard of it, Jeffrey, so I don't know. Called him Jeffrey there. Oops.
How was your delivery, Mr. Bujangos? Did you give a thumbs up for your delivery, guys?
Gave a thumbs up. I found a recent discovery of mine is a half decent Mexican food restaurant.
Ah.
And they deliver on Uber. I got to go to work after this, so grabbing some quick lunch.
They have Uber there, Uber Eats.
Oh, Uber is king, man. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, see, then I can work
Bebe,
there.
when you, Bebe is like 1 foot out the door of leaving our area for sure. I think. I
No,
gotta.
not if, well, see, I mean, financially, it's kind of like getting harder and harder. So I don't know. It's just working
Yeah.
every day for just surviving. It's kind of like, well, I mean, it's fun for a while, but then it's not so fun. But yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't.
prices out here in California are just wild, wild for things.
Well, no, see, the thing is,
So
the problem is prices keep on going up and salaries remain the same. So it's just kind of like, yeah. Anyways, people doesn't need to know about our California problems. It's all good here on the sunny West Coast that haven't been sunny for the last month, I guess.
I know. We haven't had like the real sunny days yet, and it's kind of crazy because we're already going into June.
Almost
So
every day is cloudy and rain here and there. But yeah.
Huh. We've got a typhoon sweeping through at the moment. Might be closing down offices this weekend. We'll
That
see.
sounds like fun. I mean, you already got your food, so you're set. I mean,
I'm set.
yeah.
Set.
Bring it on,
Oh.
Mr. Typhoon.
Extreme player, I think you do KYC. Where do you do KYC? I did that a long time ago.
Verification status.
Yeah, right here under your profile, and then verification status, and then my identity has been successfully verified.
Look at that. Who knew?
Yeah, I'm. You know, people know who I am. Unfortunately,
Stever's real.
Crypto world. Yep.
Why would that be unfortunate? What you have to hide?
Oh, my huge collection of cards.
Look there.
Oh,
That's why.
it
That's why.
the-
That's why you don't want to go for a coffee with me because you're afraid that I'm going to kidnap you and strip you of your cards. Like,
oh,
take
he
ransom.
says this like he's
Take
ever
ransom.
texted me, "Let's go get coffee."
I told several times, even donuts I mentioned, but nothing was able to persuade you. So
How far apart are you guys?
Oh,
Huntington Beach
probably
and
a couple of miles, probably.
couple of miles.
it's like
Well, I mean, you're in
three
Westminster.
hours LA drive.
You're in Westminster. I'm in Huntington Beach, so it's yeah, okay,
Well,
6 miles
technically,
tops.
I'm in Huntington Beach too. I'm just right on the border of Westminster.
Whoa, then 6 miles tops. I would
Yeah.
say, like 10 minutes drive.
I forgot. I usually on our show do my land claims. So,
Because
Let's
he's
do-
counting on streamers' luck.
yep, I'm trying to get those sweet totems. That didn't work. The grain one's usually the one that gets it
Real
too.
name, real name Javier Velasquez.
Oh, there's one.
Those
We
leaderboards
found
are
it.
cool. Oh, nice, man.
We found a common one. Come on, blue one. Nope, got that SPS though. And then we can look at the hub. Let's see if my DEC number went up again. It was 13,000 last week. I got to go back to here. And then to this one. Whoa, 24,000? It like doubled?
Hmm.
That's surprising. People are buying grain, it seems.
Well, this prices, why not?
Yeah.
That's the smart move, anyways, since grain will be at limited supply.
Yeah, I mean, I've only got in, like, I initially put in, oh, maybe, you know what, I might have to go check last week's video. Was I at 13,000? No, I might have been at like 20,000. I've got to do a better job of tracking this if I'm going to look at it every week. But because I only have 1.5 million and 24,000 DEC in there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But overall, I definitely am not losing very much if I'm losing anything. So it's an interesting LP player to be in. But we are, a little over 2 hours, guys. I want to say thanks to the chat. You've all been really great so far. Um, any last few questions or statements either of you want to answer or get into before we sign off for the night or for the day for you?
No, Javier, I'm good. Sorry to
Oh, yeah.
lose you again.
Senor Velasquez.
Yeah,
It's
sorry, Javier, but
a good
nobody,
fake ID I got.
yeah, nobody thinks you're Steven Robinson anymore. So that was a good while it lasted, but Tails blew your cover. So there's that.
Yep.
And thanks everybody for being here with us, like being very active in the chat. We appreciate it, guys. And Mr. Tails, we'll talk again 2025.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, guys. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys and watching the live tennis match to kick things off is one of my favorite things to do, man.
Yeah, if you do decide to dip your toe into parallel, Tails is definitely the guy to talk to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think
yeah,
Hep dabbled a little bit. And I think, to what you're saying, I think Tails helped him out too. So yeah, we'll see.
Baby, we definitely will see if it's tiers or not where we're all at in 2025. So
Yeah, and if any of you guys need any help with Illuvium, you can reach to me. Just say.
Are you playing Illuvium too?
I'm playing from close beta, so yeah.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been playing. I've
Well,
been
look
playing for a
it's
while.
something you and Tails agree on. Illuvium.
Well, I mean, he just, I don't know if he just now starting, that means maybe he's just discovering it, so I don't know. If we
No, I
agree,
think he's been in it for a little bit too.
yeah.
But
But yeah, I believe I'm well situated in Illuvium, so that's also part of the plan. So
look at they're trying to peer pressure me into it. Tails is in it, Techie's in it, Bebe's in it. Ugh.
no pressure, man. But the thing is they have this airdrop for people that participate in their beta, so it's kind of like free money.
Okay, a quick question. If you signed up today and went to go play, can you continually play this beta without any money given into it and get an airdrop? Or are you, because when I've looked at people playing it a little and it seems like they need to go buy shards to be able to catch anything. And it's like,
No,
I'm
you
not
don't buy shards. You don't buy shards. You mine them. First, it's on a test net. So there are several things, whatever it's called, that you can get free Ethereum on that test net, like whatever it's called, faucets. Several faucets that you can get free Ethereum on that mainnet. That will help you with the travel fees that you have to pay. You can just you don't need to put anything. It's on testnet. You don't have to buy anything. You just need to play. And these shards, you actually catch them in game while mining, and then using a forge to turn them into the shards that you need to catch levels with. So it's nothing that you have to put out of pocket. It's just time. If you have time, you can just play and then get some part of the 200,000 IOV tokens that they'll be airdropping at the end of the beta.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
It looks cool. I just don't know that I have the
Oh no,
time.
the game is like the graphics wise is like it's AAA game.
The world looked really cool. I've actually been a little disappointed with the battles. Like the world, when I've seen people running around in it, pretty top notch. Definitely made well. When you go into that little battle screen, though, that one is weird.
No, it's not. Believe me, but it's okay. I mean, I'm definitely not here to to sway the topic to Illuvium, but yeah, definitely. It was a long wait, but AAA. It's probably the first AAA game, actual AAA game.
Oh,
They
I think
spend a
Big
lot
Time
of
is a
time.
AAA game, and it's been out for a while in this mode. So I'm gonna say Illuvium's second at best to that, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
sure. But having in mind that they started having in mind Illuvium started a little bit before Big Time, yeah, I mean probably Big Time were able to get out faster, but no, graphics wise, sorry, but Big Time is small time. Anyways, thanks,
Taking a shot at my
guys.
game.
David's
All
been
right,
keeping
guys,
that one in his
thanks.
pocket for a while. Good night, everybody. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Okay, let's successfully end the stream. Bye, guys. I left it running a couple days ago accidentally in YouTube, but when I had shut down OBS, we're still on